Welcome to Silent Truth Stories. Tonight we take you deep into the heart of India, to a village where fear whispered through the trees, and legends were written in claw marks. This is not just a tale of a wild beast, it's the story of a silent predator, bound to a temple bell, choosing its victims by ritual, not hunger. This is the Phantom of Bhairavgarh, a true story told in 10 haunting chapters. Let the hunt begin.
Bhairavgarh was quiet until the day young Raju disappeared. He had gone to light lamps near the temple, but never returned. His sandals were found by the steps and the lantern still burned. No blood, no signs of a struggle. Just 4 deep claw marks on the temple wall, too high for any normal leopard. That night the temple bell rang on its own. The villagers said nothing, but deep inside everyone knew something evil had awakened in the jungle. The villagers gathered in hushed tones, exchanging worried glances as the legends of the jungle began to surface once more. Whispers of an ancient spirit that demanded a sacrifice reverberated through the air, and the fear grew palpable. Raju's family, grief-stricken but determined, sought the truth behind their son's disappearance, delving into the village's forgotten tales. As the sun rose, casting a faint light over Bhairavgarh, a young girl named Meera made a bold decision. She would venture into the dense jungle, guided by the stories she had heard, hoping to uncover the truth about Raju's fate. With her father's blessings and a heart full of courage, she stepped forward, ready to face whatever lay ahead. 3 days after Raju vanished, strange claw marks began appearing on the doors of village homes. Not scratches, deep, deliberate gashes like warnings carved into the wood. No one saw who or what made them. Every night, one more house was marked. The village priest said it was a spirit cursed to hunt near the temple. People started leaving offerings outside, hoping it would spare them. But one morning, a family was gone. Their door hung open, food still on the fire, and a single lantern burned low, just like before. Fear had now turned into silence. Whispers spread through the village as the remaining residents gathered at the temple, their faces etched with dread. All eyes turned to the priest, who spoke of ancient legends that warned of vengeful spirits. As each night passed, the claw marks grew bolder, and the atmosphere thickened with a palpable tension. The villagers felt trapped in a nightmare, haunted by the presence of the unseen entity. With fear tightening its grip, they decided to band together to confront whatever was lurking in the shadow. Word of the disappearances reached Narrated, and soon Jim Corbett was on his way to Bhairavgarh. When he arrived, the village looked abandoned. Doors shut, windows sealed, not a child in sight. Only the priest greeted him with folded hands and fear in his eyes. He whispered, "This is not an animal, Sahib. This is something else." Corbett examined the claw marks. They were precise, too high for any normal leopard. That night, he walked to the temple alone. The air was heavy, the trees too still. As he reached the steps, the bell above him rang once. No wind, no rope, just a warning. As Corbett stood frozen at the temple steps, the chilling silence was punctuated by the eerie sound of the bell. He felt an unsettling presence around him, as if the very shadows were alive. The villagers had spoken of a creature more sinister than any beast, and the air thickened with unease. Determined to uncover the truth, he took a cautious step forward, the weight of the night pressing down on him. Each creak of the old wood beneath his feet seemed to echo his heart's pounding. The eyes in the darkness watched, waiting for him to make a move. Next morning, Corbett followed an old forest trail behind the temple. Locals said no one walked that path after dark. A mile in, he found it, a forgotten stone shrine half buried under vines. At its base, scattered bones, old and brittle, some human, some not. On the moss-covered wall, a symbol carved deep, a leopard's eye surrounded by flames. The air felt cold, though the sun was high. As Corbett turned to leave, he saw something move in the trees, too fast to follow. But one thing was clear. Whatever haunted Bhairavgarh wasn't just wild, it was worshipped. As he stood there, a chill ran down Corbett's spine, an instinct urging him to leave. Yet the shrine's haunting beauty and the allure of the unknown kept him rooted in place. Memories of local tales about sacrifices and the ancient deity worshipped here flooded his mind. With each passing moment, the jungle seemed to come alive, sounds echoing as if the very trees were whispering secrets. Just then, a low growl resonated from the shadows, snapping him back to reality. He knew he needed to escape, but something deep within compelled him to stay a little longer. That night, Corbett kept watch near the temple steps. No villagers dared join him. Hours passed. The jungle was silent. Too silent. Then just before midnight, he felt it. Not a sound, a presence. Slowly, he turned toward the tree line. Two glowing eyes stared back from the dark, steady, unblinking. A shadow shifted behind them, but no growl, no movement, just eyes watching. Then, as suddenly as they appeared, they vanished. Corbett didn't sleep that night. He didn't fire his rifle either. Something told him that wasn't the moment. But the game had begun. As dawn broke, the first rays of sunlight illuminated the ancient temple ruins, but Corbett remained on high alert, shaken from the eerie encounter. With each passing moment, he gripped his rifle tighter, eyes scanning the jungle for any hint of movement or sound. The memory of those glowing eyes etched firmly in his mind. At dawn, Corbett set his first trap. A live goat, tied near the shrine, baited to draw the predator out. He waited behind a rock ledge rifle, steady hours slipping by. The goat cried once, then silence. As night fell, he checked the trap. The goat was untouched, but the rope had been clawed through. Not chewed, not broken. Clean, silent, precise. A few feet away in the mud, only one set of prints. And they stopped mid-stride. No trail leading in, none leading out. Corbett stared into the dark. He wasn't hunting it. It was studying him. Corbett's expression shifted from determination to unease as he scanned the dark trees surrounding him, his breath visible in the cold night air. The forest felt alive, each rustle of leaves heightening his senses. He began to question the nature of his prey. Was it hunting him, or merely observing the weight of the silence pressed upon him, and he could feel the tension in the air? The next morning, an old hermit appeared at the edge of the village. No one had seen him in years. He asked for Corbett by name. Sitting beneath a neem tree, he spoke in a trembling voice. "This is not a leopard. It's cursed, bound to the temple. It hunts only when the bell rings." Corbett listened in silence. The hermit handed him a rusted amulet with the same eye symbol he saw at the jungle shrine. "You won't kill it with bullets," the old man whispered. "You'll need timing and truth." Then just as quietly he left. No one saw where he went. Corbett stood there, the weight of the old man's words heavy on his mind. He stared at the amulet, realizing that this hunt was unlike any he had faced before. As dusk settled in, he felt a pull toward the ancient temple, where the legend of the creature lingered like a whisper. The eerie silence of the jungle surrounded him, challenging him to uncover the truth behind the curse and the beast that haunted the villagers. Corbett prepared his final trap. He placed himself inside the temple just before dusk, the amulet from the hermit tied around his wrist. The village bell, untouched for days, was set to ring at sundown. As the sky turned red, the bell tolled. Once, twice, then silence. Moments later, the temple doors creaked. A low growl echoed inside. Shadows shifted along the walls. Corbett didn't move. He held his breath. Then, a flicker of eyes in the dark, closer than ever. The beast had come, and this time, it didn't plan to wait. With heart pounding and instincts sharp, Corbett steadied himself, ready to face whatever emerged from the darkness. His mind raced as fear danced within him, but his resolve held firm. The legends spoke of a creature that haunted these ruins, relentless and cunning, and Corbett was the only one brave enough to challenge it. As the growl grew louder, echoing off the ancient stone, he whispered a silent prayer for strength. The eyes appeared just feet away, glowing, unblinking. Corbett aimed slowly, but the air felt thick, frozen. The creature stepped into the light. fur was dark, almost burned. Its body scarred. It looked ancient and angry. With a sudden roar, it lunged. Corbett fired. Once, twice. The shots echoed through the stone walls. The bell rang a third time, though no one touched it. When the dust cleared, the beast lay still on the temple floor. But as Corbett approached, its eyes opened once more. Not in rage, but in peace. Corbett stood frozen in disbelief, gun still raised as he witnessed the beast's transformation, its demeanor shifting from fierce to tranquil. A soft glow surrounded the creature, casting an ethereal light throughout the temple. The once menacing presence now felt like an ancient guardian revealing its true nature. Confusion mingled with a strange sense of calm as Corbett lowered his weapon, realizing the significance of this moment. The village awoke to a strange calm. No more claw marks, no more fear. Corbett watched as the villagers stepped out slowly, returning to life. At the temple, he stood over the creature's body. It wasn't just a predator. It was pain bound by something older than any rifle. He remembered the hermit's words, "You'll need timing and truth." Corbett buried the beast near the shrine beneath the trees where it once ruled. Before leaving, he wrote one final line in his journal. As he sat in the stillness of the forest, Corbett poured his thoughts onto the page, capturing the essence of the beast he had come to understand. The weight of the encounter lingered heavily in his mind, the lessons learned etched into his memory. With each word, he acknowledged not just the creature's fate, but also the shared struggles of all who lived in its shadow. The final line read, "Not just a beast, but a reflection of our own fears and battles."
If this story gave you chills, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Silent Truth Stories. We bring you real legends, untold truths, and emotional journeys from around the world every week. Until next time, stay aware and listen to the silence.